and he was in a coma for 3 weeks. Oh my God, I want to cry. So what happened is like I put gravel because I was afraid that he will come out and he will fall, and because it was getting like it was raining a lot. And anyway, so I put gravel, not thinking about like extending the driveway because right now we don't have money for that. It was more for like preventing like the mud to get all moldy and stuff. And then I yes, that will help. Okay, thank you.
Gary, we're still dealing with work without a permit, though. Yes, we are. This is not, it's not she's already been cited or.
I mean, my husband had brain trauma. It's not like anything.
Disagree. I was just doing as if the gravel is placed in, so I don't drive on.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Okay, next case number is EEN. It's 5A, agenda 5A, case number EEN 21-1055. Trash bin out on the wrong day. Trash pickup is Fridays, violation was on a Wednesday.
But it's in. Second.
Next case, agenda item 5B, case number EEN 210987. This is address 1109 Northeast 118th Street. Michael Levando and Cali Van. It's for no permit for addition, I believe this one is.
Walker, what, were
I
you
went-
able to determine
Yes,
the extent of the work?
I met with him actually, and he let me in the property, and he did add a bathroom to the
There was
addition.
plumbing, was there electrical?
Plumbing, a whole bathroom, a full set of bathroom.
Oh, I'm sorry, and there was still no permit pulled?
No permit.
Yeah, yes, I'm Michael Liovano, and this is Callie Van.
The owners.
Could you guys speak up and into the mic, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So we do have the paperwork did come in, or the plans did come in for the property, and it's gonna show you know, the new I guess remodel that we did there. However, you know, they sent it to us, but we need to send it back. It was maybe a week ago or something like that we got the paperwork, so we're sending it back to them, and basically we're gonna see if we can have some more time for them to send it back to us again. But yes, that's where we're at right now. And where the bathroom is, there was very old plumbing there, but I mean, you know, there was some sort of bathroom there, but you know, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna show all the work that we did there. There was you know, there was a garage, so there was electrical there, but you know, we had to like replace, you know, the little receptacles and stuff like that, you know, to make it match the, you know, where I guess what. No, just replace those receptacles, you know, where it was needed. Yeah.
And plumbing and structural, would that be correct, Walker?
Yes, correct.
All three?
No structural. It was the original garage there. Just remodeled.
Light fixtures, like
Well, it was replacing, yeah. And
it's a little bit of a difference.
yeah. And the addition for the, I guess, for the bathroom is replacing plumbing. You know. But the bathroom was not there in the property appraisal. That's why he's saying that he had to get it brand new to add the bathroom into the home.
So other than removing the plumbing fix.
Correct.
Basically, it's
I mean, he would need to get a permit for after the fact plumbing.
Yes.
As far as the permits they had to pull though, Walker, will they have to pull an electrical permit?
I'm sorry?
Will they have to pull an electrical permit also?
Well, it's just plumbing, because he replaced the receptacles, I mean, just, yeah. plumbing.
Okay, got it. I'll move in EEN 21-0987, a violation has occurred. Assess a fine of $100, give the property owner until January 5, 2022 to come into compliance, if not a $25 daily fine.
This is interior, so it doesn't.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's interior. But just in case, I figured I'd build it out there, especially right now.
All right.
Oh, we need to take a
Oh, we
vote.
have-
Vote.
We haven't voted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Right.
Thank you, guys.
You understood what we.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So January the fifth.
Yes.
$100 fine, January
Okay.
5, if not, then the $25 daily.
Item 5C, case number EEN 211108. You had another one?
No.
No, no, that's it.
They're done. Next one is.
Sorry.
This one is door changed without a permit. Owner is requesting an extension due to the owner is elderly. He's 95 years old and she's trying to get a power of attorney to be able to sign for him to get the permits. This is address 10910 Northeast 9th Court. Jose Franco and W Mercedes.
Is he saying what length of extension he would need, or do we not?
Yeah, she came into the office asking for an extension because I think the owner is 95 years old. I believe it's her dad, and he really can't sign.
60 days would work?
Yes. Is she not here today? No.
I would make a motion.
No,
to
she's not.
extend it for 60 days.
Nobody's.
Oh, I'm sorry, sorry.
No, I don't see her here.
All right, we have a motion to.
All right.
Opposed?
All right, agenda item 5D, number 1. Case number EEN 210708. Overflowing septic tank. Address 11841, 11843 Northeast 12th Court. Eagle Kelly Investments LLC.
Everybody's familiar with this case?
Good evening.
Okay, so
Has
This
it
one?
applied yet?
the contractor came into the office and they didn't have the HRS stamp. So now it's up to the city to be able to get the HRS stamp for them to go forward with getting the permit for the septic tank.
Yeah, I have the,
They've begun the process, but we first started this back in July. When did they at least come in to begin the process?
Well, that's supposedly when she came in, she said that they couldn't get the contractor, couldn't get the HRS stamp. They didn't have the HRS stamp.
We really haven't begun the process, and I'm sorry, I was incorrect. I spoke incorrectly. They have
yes, the first contractor that I
come
have,
back in July.
um,
No,
No.
Do not.
don't. So they're waiting for that.
I have,
So they wanted an
ticket from
extension.
HR. I was requesting an extension. So, okay. So they working on it. This is the paper from HRS. I had the first contractor from, June. So, every time I call him, he always tell me something, and then that wasn't true until I hire another contractor. And they find out that they were denying him, but he never told me anything. So the second contractor that I hired find out that, and they're working on it. This is the paper from HRS. I'm asking for extension. I'm sorry.
When did you hire the second contractor?
The second one was in August. Yes,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
In all?
They still haven't paid the fines from last time.
Have they paid anything on the fines? No.
They haven't paid anything.
Paid $300.
Yeah, $300.
I mean, when we first heard this case in July, we discussed there would probably be the need for an extension. Where I have a problem is they were supposed to have come back to us in August. We were supposed to have gotten updates. They at least should have applied by then, and we're now dealing with 4 months later. I understand we may need to make the extension, but I think the daily fines have got to keep accruing until such time as the proper paperwork is filled out and submitted. This is 4 months later.
You have no idea how long.
I know,
Yeah, for the HRS stamp.
but it takes longer when you don't apply.
Unless you're contesting. Being reasonable to continue. Very hefty.
Yeah. Alright.
Someone knows. Apply for. Other.
On the caveat then that we would take retroactive action, that first of all, they need to come in front of us at January's meeting. They were supposed to have come in August and it didn't happen. At least if we were kept abreast of what was going on, it's completely different than they come back 4 months later. So if as part of the extension, they need to come back each month with an update, knowing that we can retroactively start the fines again, I would vote for the extension. If not, I can't. I would make a motion to extend for 60 days with the caveat that the property owner comes back at each meeting, not 4 months later, at each meeting to update us on the status, and that if no movement has occurred, there has been no proper paperwork filled out, the daily fines will come back in retroactively. Oh, that's different, because as long as they filled out the paperwork, as long as they've done, they can know.
We would have the building official.
Right.
That's very important.
Yeah.
There is something wrong.
Right.
That's why I say. If you know that,
Sure.
I'm just concerned in fact that the fine has only partially been paid and that there's been no attempt to pay the fine that was originally levied.
That needs to be part of the motion then too.
Please.
I would amend my motion to include that the $3,000 fine needs to be paid also as part of that extension.
you told the commission. I would second that. We don't want to do it, then we need to do
The policeman, okay,
I agree,
That's
because
fair. That's a fair
The fine's
comment.
gonna remain on the property
that's true.
at some point. It'll
All right, I would back that out then. It's just, it is frustrating, like Linda said. I mean, we've got several open cases with this property and a significant fine that hasn't been touched, but you're right. Correct, correct. Did that motion make sense, Shunter? Okay. Want to make sure that's critical that it's
Okay,
understood.
everybody's clear?
Aye.
All right, you understand what we did?
No, Your
We're going
Honor.
to give you a 60-day time extension.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll have to appeal here at every board meeting. to get this,
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Mhm.
and in the meantime, the building official. the next one-
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, thank you.
This is the-
Yes. Yeah, correct. Right. Let's go to the second one.
next page.
The second one is agenda item 5D, number 2. Case number EEN 210812. Demolition without permit, screen patio. Property address 11841, 11843 Northeast 12th Court. Eagle Kelly Investments LLC. Same owner.
What's the status? of this right
Supposedly, she wants more time to get the paperwork submitted.
Yeah, I
You have
have,
submitted the paperwork for this? Or no?
Mm-mm.
I have the contractor paperwork because while they were doing the roof, so they were trying, while they were trying to do the roof, and then it was a thin line for the Porsche to come off because it was raining a lot. So in order to go to the roof, and then the Porsche collapsed unintentional. So it wasn't an intentional demolition. So that's how it happened while they were doing the roof.
Correct.
Right.
And this roof was caved in, so they needed to finish the job.
Okay, but demo permit was
Yeah,
4 months to obtain.
correct.
No.
Pretty simple, no?
It's relatively simple.
Correct.
I don't see any reason.
No, because we heard this,
This
what,
has nothing to-
July? I'm sorry, we heard this in September. But that's,
Yeah, it has
3
nothing
months.
To do with anything else.
no. It doesn't require an architect, it doesn't require anything, but
Just
Yeah.
submit it.
This one has a daily
I
fine.
would not support an extension.
Yeah. I would make a motion.
I would second. Aye.
Get a demo permit.
Yeah, I have the permit. No, I don't have the permit. I have the paperwork from the contractor.
You don't really need a contractor for a demo.
Oh. Okay, I have him there, so I'll go tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case. Agenda item 6A.
Did we vote, Gary?
Did we?
I'm sorry. I got a first and second. I didn't hear the vote.
Agenda item 6A, case number EEN 211070. Dumpster without permit. Address 451 Northeast 119th Street. Silvergate Management LLC. Okay, this one, he just obtained the permit today and he paid after the fact. Yeah, so he's in compliance already and he removed the dumpster. Well, that's a Sobe, house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I spoke to him over the phone and he told me that he got rid of Sobe because they were giving him problems, so he took care of the dumpster issue himself. He paid for the permit after the fact, and so he's in compliance now. He got the dumpster removed.
Okay, I second.
Okay, next one, agenda item 6B, case number EEN 211231. Violation, gravel driveway without permit. Address 760 Northeast 115th Street. Michelle, Sherry, Papas. Okay, on this one, I actually went by the property and he's in compliance. He removed the gravel and put brand new sod. Oh, it. Another,
I have pictures of it.
yeah. Yeah, I went by there personally and I saw it.
He is in compliance, gravel's gone, correct?
I'm sorry?
He is in
He's in
compliance.
compliance, yes, he's in compliance.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we told him to go immediately and try to get the permit for the gravel driveway. So, and we explained to him the situation that, and actually he was denied in P and Z. When he was denied in P and Z, he removed it and put sod. And compliance date. Well, for the notice of violation for the permit is immediately. We could try to get it immediately. Yeah, but he's in compliance now, so
I removed the gravel immediately after,
after P and Z wasn't that correct.
and I
In the
spoke,
case of EEN 21
after I understood the 60/40 rule and your,
Can't hear.
that what, first of all, I'm new to the town, first year, about a year. I love the place.
I can't hear you.
Hi, I'm new to the town, I'm a year now, just about a year now, and we just trying to been improving the property. I had a landscaper trying to fix the mud problem and stuff issues. I had no idea of the gravel. And as soon as I came in and talked to everybody and they told me what the rules were, I made the changes right away. I had the gravel removed and everything is sodded. I might seek in the future a contractor to extend the driveway a little bit because I'm not still there at that 60/40 when I have the money. But right now I'm gonna stay with the grass and I put some hedges and it looks nice.
In the case of EEN 21-1231, a violation did occur. The property is now in compliance. Assess a $100 fine and close the case when paid.
I'd like to make a motion just to dismiss the case. Aye.
No.
Thank you.
All right, next case, agenda item 6C, case number EEN 211234. Parking on an unapproved surface, address 10921 Northeast 9th Court. Owner contesting fine. I believe he put in an application to expand the driveway because he has a driveway already.
Yes, my name is Jonathan Lopez. I'm the owner of the property. I purchased the property in 2019, and I had no idea that we couldn't park on that surface. So now we pulled a permit to make a driveway in that area. Well, yes, I've received a notice that my roof was dirty and then I cleaned it, so I wasn't in violation. So I thought I would also have a notice that I couldn't park in that area so that I can not get a violation for parking in that area. Because when I purchased the property, it has those 3 parking spaces that you see in a mall, those 2 inches. It's in that space. And that's where we've been parking for the past 2, 3 years. And we just got this violation. I had no idea that you couldn't park there. And that's how I purchased the property. Well, I have photos. The photo shows that the vehicle is parked in a parking area. There's one side, it's a duplex, so one side has a driveway and one side has the parking spaces for that area. It wasn't parked deep inside of the property where there's grass. It's parked on the edge right in front of the public driveway.
As you see, the photos, he's saying that he has these parking markers on the side of the grass where it's at, which is not an approved surface, it's not permitted. And that's what he was saying, that he thought he could park there for the past 2, 3 years because they had those on the grass and that's not an approved surface.
Clearly not an approved parking space. Irrespective of the markers.
Right.
And you can see the damage to the grass.
So again, we are new residents to the building, to the area. We purchased it in 2019.
Sir, I'm sorry, perhaps it might be better if you don't
Yes.
mind.
So when we purchased the property in 2019, so when I did the reoccupancy with the code officer, we had no idea that we could not park there. And we had vehicles there when we were doing the reoccupancy of the property. In any case, we are already paying the permits to make that into a driveway. So we're going to make that into a pavement now.
I'm not inclined to dismiss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already put in the application to expand the driveway for the permit. Right. He still needs to go through P and Z and get approval.
My question is that if they give me a notice that my roof is dirty to clean it before I get a violation, how can I not get a notice that I cannot park there before I get a violation for the parking? So even though the fact that we're gonna, pull the permits to do the driveway, is there any way that I can not get the violation for the parking?
I would make a motion that the administrative citation stands.
A second.
Aye.
Yeah.
Next case, agenda item 6D, case number EEN 211191. Trash bin out on the wrong day. Address 11210, 11212 Northeast 11th Place. George Marin. Owner contesting fine.
We've got a problem with, if somebody can explain to me why it isn't one. The citation says 10th Avenue. Marin,
I'm the owner of the property.
Northeast 10th Ave.
Yes, his trash pickup is on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Walker, it's citing to the wrong property. I mean, the violation. Something's wrong.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's, the citation says 10th Ave. And he's saying the property's on 11th Place.
The citation on what?
Is it 11th Place or 10th Avenue, Walker? If it's 11th Place, it's an erroneous citation.
Oh, yeah. It's on 11th place, not 10th Ave.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, citation says 10th Ave and it's on 11th place.
And it may in fact be a situation where the trash was out on the wrong
Right.
day, but with the wrong property cited. I would dismiss it. Or avoid it. Right. Right, that makes more sense, right.
Right.
My motion would be to void the citation due to the erroneous address. Aye.
Aye.
But- So just for future reference, though, the stuff does have to be brought back in by 9 AM the following day. I'm sorry, your trash
Actually,
can or whatever it might be does have to come back behind the front facing of the house by 9 AM the day after pickup. But in this case, it was improperly cited, so we voided it.
all right, thank you. Good night.
Right. Next case, agenda item 6E. Number 1, case number EEN 211105. Gravel driveway without permit. Property address 11650, 11652, Northeast 11th Place. Owner would like to defer until after P and Z. The owner wants to go to P and Z meeting, which is December 20, to see what to do about the driveway. So I guess-
As whether they have applied or not.
No, they called in to apply for the P and Z meeting. Yeah. That's what Lizzie's notes were left. That's what Lizzie's notes were left to me. You know, Lizzie that handles the building side too. No, I mean,
Yeah, I can explain. Hey, good evening. My name's Steve Linnell. I'm the owner of the property. So I apologize for it being a little bit later, but the reason for that was I was advised on this certain situation to get in contact with your building coordinator, Shelley, and she's not the easiest person to get in contact with to set up a meeting. So we did get in contact with her and set up a meeting earlier this past week, and she was the one that actually advised us to go to planning and zoning because she didn't see a violation that she was able to cite in the municipal code. So she said she strongly said that we should go to the planning and zoning to speak with them about this certain violation as opposed to coming to code compliance. So I apologize for it being kind of a last second thing, but I'm not trying to fight it. So if you guys do want to see it today, I'm here to speak my part, but I think that it would be advantageous for the town to be able to, at least for me to speak my part to planning and zoning.
So you are scheduled to go in front of P and Z.
Once I need to just, they said that I have until December 13th to get on there. So tomorrow morning, I'll just send in the application.
Table it or.
Still a violation.
Right.
Okay. Still a violation. Not months. Okay. Really, you go speak to building code.
Can't contest that, right?
Need to take an action.
Okay. In EEN 21-1105, a violation has occurred. Assess a $100 fine.
Wait.
Give the property owner until January 5 to come into compliance. If not, a $25 daily fine.
Wait, do I get a chance to speak my part about this? If you guys aren't going to let me go to planning and zoning, I have evidence to support my case. Is that what you're asking for?
No.
Well, then why do I have to pay a $100 fine?
Of what you're doing now. There is a violation. That driveway. put it-
That needs to be proved by code compliance board, correct?
doesn't have to be true.
Well, then why am I here? Isn't that the point? And I have evidence to support. The photo. Can I speak my part, sir? Thank you. We moved into the property a year ago. This is a picture from the listing. If you guys want to see the picture from the listing. As you can see in that picture, there is a surface that, according to your code, is referred to as a non-conforming surface because that gravel parking surface was put in prior to the 2015 code. Also, according to your code, you guys, according to 8.4.1, paragraph B, section 2, you guys say that owners are responsible for not allowing overgrowth with grass, weeds, or brush, and lawn and ground cover areas shall not exceed 8 inches in height. The previous owner did not take good care of the property. As it is law, it's my responsibility to remove the weeds from this gravel driveway. Which also shows that that gravel parking surface was there well before whatever this violation is and within the 2015 code acknowledging it as a non-conforming surface. The only addition that was made, because the only thing that was done were weeds that were removed from this gravel surface, but there was no other ground surface that was removed to make it a subject to requiring a repair of over 50%. Because when I followed up with code compliance, they said that the reason why I needed a permit for this was not because it was a new driveway, but because according to section 5.6.1A2, existing non-conforming parking surfaces permitted by the village may remain unless a substantial portion, 50% or greater, requires repair or an addition to the parking surface occurs. There was no addition to the parking surface occurs, which means that he was referring to 50% or greater requiring a repair. For a gravel driveway to require a repair, because it is not listed in your municipal code, which is why I went to the building coordinator to get confirmation on this, there is some discrepancy in the law, which is why I'd like to go to building and zoning to be able to get clarification on this. And because you have roughly 1/3 of your cases here regarding gravel driveways, it seems like there's a lot of people who live in the village that are confused with the municipal code. In order for a gravel driveway to be required a repair, wouldn't you think that it would need things like there would be potholes, there would be water, like things where water would build up?
Did you not add gravel to that? Did you or did you not add gravel?
I added less than 1/2 inch of landscaping stone, which does not account to a 50% repair or greater. Also, according to this parking surface, yeah, so that's why I want to ask land and zone. I don't mean to be aggressive. I'm just saying that land and zone should be able to quantify what 50% of a gravel driveway constitutes, because a half an inch of landscaping stone for aesthetic purposes on top of a driveway that does not require any repair should not be constituted to needing a permit.
When I look at that picture, I see basically nothing on the approach. When I look at the pictures we have in the
Sure.
backup for tonight's meeting, sir, may I finish?
This is the final picture.
It doesn't matter. if
But
it's
the
an
point
avenue.
is, there is
It doesn't
now a
matter, because
driveway.
According to your guys' code, you guys require at least 4 inches of gravel depth. So if it's only a half an inch, how are you gonna constitute that as a 50% repair?
What I see it as is there is now a driveway approach that is gravel that did not exist prior to that fill, even if it is only an inch versus 4.
There are pictures of it. It does exist.
If you only put in 3/4 of the roof tile, you can't give somebody a violation. You do the whole roof. That the logic is saying if you put in. Putting in a.
According to your code, 50% is not clear when it is referring to a gravel driveway.
It's not a matter of
It's not
repair.
50%.
We're not talking. about
What's not
repair.
50%?
Cited for that,
Right.
and that's not. The fact is, not that- you had basically barren land there. It was scrapped, fine. But it was not an approved. It was not. It was nothing.
It was-
That's the violation. Doing something.
So what if we don't park on it?
Walker,
Yes.
if I'm wrong, tell me.
No, you're right. Because we have pictures of vehicles parked on there.
Well, so then why don't we get a violation for an illegal parking space? Because we do have a cement semicircle parking space that constitutes as 4 parking spaces. So why don't we get a violation for an illegal parking space as opposed to us just doing landscaping on the property and someone illegally parking on it?
Does anybody disagree with what I'm saying?
No.
Oh, you've made it.
I started and then we needed to let the gentleman speak.
Wait, so are we not allowed to park on our cement surface? So can those be our 4, can we remove all the gravel that we put in and put it back to the way that it was?
Still get a violation for doing.
And you have to have a driveway.
Well, so, yeah, so if we pay the $100 fine, remove the gravel, are we gonna have to, are we gonna be constituted to put in a brand new parking surface?
No.
Okay.
Because you still have to have a driveway approach. So if you remove it, you still a violation for this, but there still needs to be a driveway approach.
Well, wouldn't it be still constituted as a non-conforming surface? I mean, we haven't had one, there's never been a driveway entrance or approach.
I realize it's a very common. So anyway, Danny. if you
Okay.
would.
In EEN 21-1105, a violation has occurred. Assess a $100 fine, give the property owner until January 5 to come into compliance. If not, a $20 daily fine. Aye.
Just a clarification. So if we do put in, we pay the $100 fine. If we put in a permit to be able to fix any of the issues or remove the stone, but regardless, if we remove the stone, we're still we're still in violation for not having a approach.
An approach.
Is that correct?
Yeah, but
That's different
No,
than-
I understand that. I
Yeah.
just want to get
We're not-
understanding. So I don't know what to do moving forward. It's fine. Thank you.
Okay, agenda item 6E number 2, case number EEN 211106. Bamboo fence still up. Address 11650, 11652, Northeast 11th Place. Property owner Natalie Kaluch and Stephen Lino. Sorry about that.
Hey, no, you got it right. Pretty good.
I'm sorry, just a clarification, on our fence code, there is nothing allowed in terms of shadowing, bambooing, whatever,
It's
am
not
I
an
correct?
approved fencing material.
Gotcha. No, I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, no, so apologize for this one. This one, similar case, wanted to just get clarification from the building coordinator, just to get a better understanding. We already moved forward with the fence contractor, so the permit was already submitted. The only request that we have, because we have dogs that jump pretty high, is there any way that we can get an extension just to the end of the month so that our new fence should be in by the mid-December, assuming that there is any issues, but just requesting that we go to the end of the month just so that there's not any issues with the dogs, but we will move into compliance as soon as it gets up there. Correct. Yes, sir. It hasn't been granted, but the day after I spoke with the building coordinator, we got a contractor and he came in and sent in the drawings when he needed to. So it was like literally the day after. I just wanted to get clarification from the building coordinator
Are you saying you need to leave the bamboo up for protection for?
for the dog,
The
for the
dogs.
dogs. Yeah. So I apologize for that one. That's just,
But you have already applied, he's already applied for a proper fencing permit?
I don't have anything on my notes. If he's applied, does your contractor apply for the?
yes,
the
sir.
fence?
Yeah. Yeah. He put in, he said he put it in on Monday, which should have been the day to be able to get onto the P and Z come December 7th. So he said he put it in by then. So I should follow up on him, but he did say that he did it. So I didn't follow up with the city, but it already been paid for, we're moving forward on that.
I would make a motion that we do this, permit apply for.
I would second. Second. Aye.
All right, table it. We're not taking any action tonight.
Okay.
But we'll make the next meeting,
Do I get another notice for the next meeting or?
we just need to do something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Get that on the record.
Next case, agenda item 6E, number 3. Case number EEN 211107. Lattice fence still up. Property address 11650, 11652, Northeast 11th Place. Natalie Peluche and Stephen Lenoz.
This one, we were just working, this is something that if we had evidence, it would have been grandfathered in. It's hard to find imagery from 1988 when the fence was put up. We weren't able to do that. We'll take it down first thing tomorrow. If you want to table it or I don't know what you guys want to do, but I'll take it down first thing tomorrow. If you want me to submit, call code compliance to come check it out, then we can do that. But that was the only thing with that. I have nothing to fight on it.
So you're saying it was in there when you purchased the property?
Yeah,
It was.
it's been there for a long time.
It was there, and I think it was surrounded by bushes or something, so you couldn't see it. Yeah.
I would move to table it. And-
Okay, I just.
Yeah, right.
They are to be out of sight. from it. Please.
Garbage cans.
Okay. It's a corner lot, so it's the side. It's a duplex. It's a tenant side. That's just where they always had it. But yeah, we can address that. We've gotten a lot of complaints about it. So. Yes, sir.
We can
All right.
table this till next month and Walker
Yes.
bring it back and give us an
Yeah.
update. Right,
All right, I'll second that.
yes, till next month.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Gotta try. Go down, swing.
thank you.
Next case, agenda item 6F, case number EEN 211256. 2 dumpsters without a permit. Property address 11702 Northeast 7th Avenue. Michael Anthony. Anthony Bridget.
Thank you.
This one has no permit. Never pulled a permit. He was doing the roof and he had 2 dumpsters.
Still there?
No, they're not there no more.
They removed.
They removed. I believe the roof is done too. Is the roof done?
Yeah, today.
Dumpster or one?
Trailer. It was one of those big ones. That we drop off it. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, trailer, big ones.
I was just asking if it was there all the time.
Yeah, I was there over the weekend, the whole weekend.
But he's complied now.
He's compliant now, correct?
You have any comments, sir?
Yes, I do, sir. Thank you.
Your name?
My name is Michael Anthony Bridich. I moved in 2 months ago to the day. Previous owner didn't have resources and there's a lot of work to be done. It has roofers. I finally got them to come after about 5 months. What happened is they were working there through Saturday. I went to bed in the early afternoon Saturday. I slept all night. I came out Sunday and the 2 dumpsters had been left there. Nobody discussed it with me or anything. Our agreement with the roofer was that he would get all the permits required. He did leave them and because they had more work to do, and he said he'd be coming back Monday. However, after seeing the written notice by Mr. Walker here, I immediately called him. I got that Sunday late afternoon. When I looked and saw it, I called him immediately. He said he would remove them, and he removed them at Monday at 6:30 a.m., about 6 or 7 hours after I called him. And we had a roofing permit, but I'm not sure if that covers that or not.
No.
Yeah, it's just that he didn't have my permission. He didn't ask me. He just left it, and I hadn't slept in a while, and I took the opportunity. Roof 4, number 4, Les. He's under something green. I didn't bring the paperwork with me today, but he's out of North Miami, and Simon is his name. You know, he did a good job. I just got the approval today. They closed it out. He just needs to do the paperwork. So now I need to do the vinyl soffits and everything. And I have windows and doors coming in. They should be here the middle of this month. There's a lot to do there. Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question you so I don't have this problem again. I'm gonna have like a fence replaced. I'm gonna have the driveway poured and other things, which are obviously gonna need more dumpsters. Do they need to pull a separate permit for the trailers? Only if they like leave them overnight or just to even go on the property? To go on the property, okay, because I don't want to make the same mistake again here. No, I thought he took care of it.
If I may, yes, once you leave a dumpster trailer on your property overnight, it requires a permit for 14 days. You get a permit for 14 days.
Yeah, they worked for like maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
And
Permit.
then they said they'd come back Monday, I guess, when I called them, because I went to sleep. They didn't advise me they were leaving, or I just didn't know. And when I woke up, I found the notice and I called him, and it said remove immediately by Mr. Walker. He removed them next morning, 6:30.
Well, I recall going to the property and speaking to the contractors, me and the supervisor, and they told us they were gonna take it the same day, and they never took it.
Yeah, well, there's a couple issues, with, I'm not gonna get into the civil stuff here, but, he never advised me, and then, the yard was pretty overgrown with trees and everything. Pardon? No, I haven't. I'm supposed to get with him tomorrow, but I wanted to see the outcome here. He said he would do that. Yeah. I understand.
I second. You give me a deadline?
I'm sorry, sir, just one sec. The dumpsters, he's done, but he needs to pay for a permit that he should have had. Okay. Do you know what that is by any chance? Or? Okay.
It's $100 double fee plus after the fact is $300.
$300? Thank you. I'll get that taken care of tomorrow.
That's fine. Aye.
Thank you.
Next case, agenda item 6H, case number EEN 211152. Working on Sunday. Property address 11935 Northeast 11th Court. Harry Raymond and Magdalene Leonard. In this case, the previous Sunday, I actually verbally told him that he couldn't work on Sunday. He was bringing stuff down from the roof into the dumpster. And then the following Sunday, I catch the gentleman on top of the roof with the tools working on the roof.
Yes, so my name is Harry Raymond. I'm the owner of the property on 11935 Northeast 11 Court. We were doing the roof.
Sir, if you could speak up.
I pull out a permit for the roof, and we're doing the roof. And actually, the dumpster that we had was overfilled with roof tiles. So all the tile was falling on the ground. So the contractor decided to come on a Sunday to pull out some of the tiles so they could pull out the dumpster the next Monday. So that's what they were doing that Sunday. I wasn't aware that we should not be working on Sunday, but there were unforeseen condition on the roof. That's when you saw the guy on top of the roof. That was one guy, because there was a leak at the end of the existing platform. So he was just patching it with the wood cement, and then he wasn't doing anything else. There wasn't no noise being made and nothing like that. It was just the roof that he was just doing a little patching on.
Yes,
So the roof has been
I
inspected.
just saw the guy up there with the tools. Working.
And we're talking 2 weeks in a row.
Yes. And that was nice the first time, because I gave him a verbal warning. I could have gone directly to notice.
Well, actually, that I mean, that was a rainy week, and the roof was has a little leak on the edge of the existing platform. So that's why he was out there trying to fix it up, trying to repair. It wasn't something like he had to do it. It's just one guy that was doing the patching. Yeah, but I mean, we passed inspection, everything is okay now.
In EEN 21-1152, a violation has occurred, assess a $100 fine and close the case when paid.
Second.
Aye.
Next case, agenda item number 8A, case number EEN 192055. Porch repaired without permit. Property address 11841, 11843, Northeast 12th Court. I believe this is, they were just here, right? Yes.
That's discussion.
Oh, that's just discussion. Yes, correct. Yeah, that's discussion. Sorry about that.
What happened to 7A?
We have 7A, the fine reduction. 7A, case number EEN 210281. The fine reduction, property address 11643 Northeast 11th Place, John Stowe. Actually went by there today and it's not in compliance. The awnings are still
There's nothing to
dirty
hear.
and
We can't hear it.
yeah, it still needs to.
Nothing to hear. If they're not in compliance, there's nothing to hear.
You can, yeah.
go to the mic.
I'm here. I'm here in regards to, I'll tell you right now, 1014 Northeast.
This
Let me-
case.
In regards to 1016 Northeast 114th Street, Biscayne Park. I don't see it listed here, but I was told to go to this hearing at 7 PM. We have written permission and signatures that I'm representing Adonis Hassani, who's the owner, and he passed. Let me tell you exactly why I'm here.
That's not the case.
That's not the
Case
case
we're
in
hearing.
front of us.
Give us a minute.
Oh, of course.
Because we're hearing a different.
Oh,
I don't see that address on here.
Yeah.
Right, John Stowe.
I'll say your trouble. We can't do anything with it because you're not compliant.
Right.
When? Cause I was there today and I took a picture, they're still. Is that from today?
Ibrahim, may we see those?
Yes.
Thank you.
I see. On the level. As well.
That's today, yeah. I have to support the code officer saying they're not in compliance.
I took the picture today.
Yeah. They're not compliant yet.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so John Stoll, 11643 Northeast 11th Place. So in September of 2020, I was pulling permits to get a new AC put in. And then I found out that there was a power washing issue from there that had been over a year. I didn't get into the rest. I didn't get anything. So I got it done immediately. At that point, you all were changing code compliance officers. I kept calling and calling and calling. I got a hold of Mr. Walker and Mr. Rodriguez. They inspected the property then in December of that year, said everything was good. Please put some sand in the artificial pond in the area behind. So there's no mosquitoes and there's a tire that needs to be removed. I did that. I said, how do I go about getting this fine reduced? And they said, well, we have to get you on the meeting. So got on the meeting on the March meeting. So after they inspected, they said, everything's good. You're good to go. Everything's been put in compliance. So I got on the March meeting by Zoom, which was 12 hours long. And so we said, okay, pay these fines and get back on the agenda. They said in July, we'll try to Zoom you in, but we're only doing an in-person meeting, but we'll try to Zoom you in, and nobody called me. So then the next meeting agenda I was put on was the October 16th. I said, okay, I'll book the plane ticket to come down. It was moved to the 27th. So I was unable to go at 27th because my work was closing. It was the last day of the job. And so I couldn't come. So I was told it was pushed to December 1st. So here I am, booked a ticket, came down for it. I had the house power wash, so I have to go back to the guy. It's the first time I've seen it. But as of back December 2021 or 2020, everything was in compliance. So now I'm just finding out that this is, again, a new problem. So, I'll take care of it right away. I take care of everything right away as soon as I know about it. But I mean, the fine keeps going up, and this is the situation I'm in.
I remember going to that property with Rodriguez, and he did come into compliance with the back pond he had. He filled it with sand so it doesn't have mosquitoes. He removed the tire, and I remember the property was nice, but now it's, yes, yeah, exactly.
No, it was done back then. He's saying he just took these pictures in November. This is a year later. He said he just took these pictures on the 24th. This was from 2020.
Correct. And it's still dirty. Well, we took pictures in November
Back in
and they were
19.
still dirty. And we took pictures today. and
But they
still-
inspected it in the December of 2020 and said everything looked fine. So this is a new,
Yeah, that was a year ago.
so
At that time, you paid the fine?
I paid, it's been accruing since then, and I've been trying to get on the thing to get this fine reduction, and it keeps getting postponed. It's like up to $18,000 now.
The original violation.
I mean, I'll have somebody come out and power wash it. I mean, that's,
Personally, you've got some cracks and all on the exterior and like some stucco missing off of parts of it. It's going to require a lot more than pressure. The awnings.
The original violation, Gary, was exterior of house requires painting, which likely morphed over into pressure washing.
September 13, 2018.
I mean, look at the ones from,
2018.
yeah. I mean, with all due respect, sir, this is not in compliance.
So the pictures, just so everybody's abundantly clear. The original pictures were from
September 13, 2018.
2018,
18.
19. Okay, 19. As I'm saying, they went and looked at it and told me everything was good in December of 2020. They said, you're fine, everything looks good, you're good to go. Now we need to get you on the board to get a fine reduction.
I'm looking at the pictures from the 24th with major chunks of concrete missing. I have a hard time processing that that just happened, that it was actually okay back in December.
No, not this, not this.
That's if all officers went out, take it back, bring it to the board, we close the case. That did not. There were pictures. Some of the circumstances still exist, so it is not. So whatever you say may have happened. No documentation.
But Mr. Walker just told you that they went out on the property in December and
Yeah, this is different. This is way before I even started here. This situation happened, but as far as from the back in the pond with the sand and the mosquitoes and the tire, yeah, separate than this case. Yeah.
I mean, I don't wish to debate. There's very clear evidence. So, I mean,
Basically, what you're saying is that you need to come in compliance, then you can request fine reduction. Right. What do you? I'm debating whether you said you did it it back in 2020. Right now, I mean, it wasn't brought before us. There's no documentation. What we do have is that currently the house is basically the same condition it was in 2018.
Mhm.
It's now 2020, December of 2021. And it's in the same condition. Not in
2 years ago.
compliance, and that's all that we have to go on. Bring it into compliance, come back before us for a fine reduction.
Okay, so while I'm here, then what needs to be done so I can get the ball rolling to get this completed?
That's for you to determine.
No, but what are you finding me in non-compliance of?
What
So-
you need to do is, you see the picture, you know, have you been by the property today? Well, when you get a chance tomorrow morning, check it out. You'll be able to see it for yourself. Everything that needs to be done, you know, you have cracks here, paint messed up, might need plastering, painting. When you go by tomorrow, the property, you'll see. It needs a little bit of TLC.
I'd like to move on.
So now we move on to agenda item 8A. This is discussion. It's up for discussion. Case number EEN 192055. Porch repaired without permit. Property address 11841, 11843, Northeast 12th Court. Eagle Keller Investment LLC. I believe that was the left.
Have they paid the fines?
They haven't paid anything.
And
No permit.
and no permit.
That's it.
And they haven't paid the fines. Right.
Permit was,
Good question.
for this one, here it says, came into office to get paper work for permit.
Is there? owner here?
No, she left.
She left.
That was the one with the septic tank
They left. She left.
with a HRS stamp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the same?
So nothing for us to do.
If they haven't pulled permits and they haven't
And
paid the
they-
fines, there's not much we can do.
Still owes the daily, the current daily fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one was pulled,
But they haven't paid the fine.
but they haven't paid the fine. They haven't paid the daily fine or.
You know.
A lot.
So to graduate past the intent.
I mean, this is. yeah. I'll make a motion.
Absolutely agreed.
That a second?
Yes. Yeah, it's
All
a
in
very
favor, say aye.
strong second.
Aye.
It's time to send a message.
So, previous $3,000.
Mhm.
It's going and going.
After the first,
Oh, that's right. There's two separate liens.
The two
For
separate-
each,
Well,
right.
we were
I'm
discussing-
saying leave
Encumber
encompassing
everything.
all of the
Okay.
fines. Three different cases.
to the top.
That a lien be placed on the property for all fines and all accrued daily fines. I would second.
I mean, I noticed that she's been working on the house, on the property, but hasn't paid nothing. And hasn't even got permits.
Go ahead, you want to make that? I did, but you.
Yeah, I thought you did.
You already have a motion in a second.
Well,
Yeah.
there would seem to be some confusion.
I was just
Motion.
clarifying.
Yeah.
That's not the phone.
We're-
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I see we have some.
You need a vote. You need to vote, right? You have to vote.
We voted.
No, we didn't.
No, we did not. All right.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Anyway. People here to do- I know we're gonna get the list, but
Good evening. My name's Dwight Bauer. I live at 11109 Northeast 11th Place. I've been in the park for about 30 years. I'm representing the owner because I'm married into the family and we're paying the
Can you
mortgage.
Speak into the mic, please.
Okay, I have, anyways, my only thing is that, according to, a fine that I got, there were two things that were my first question is, you say you can't work on Sunday? We can't cut our grass on a Sunday? I mean, that's not really construction work. Okay, I just want to be clear on that because sometimes I might trim a tree or something. I know it's in the past and you guys have new regulations now, so I'm more in compliance, of course. Generally, I always would put my garbage out for cutting the yard and stuff like that on Sunday when I was usually have time to cut after church and stuff or after family stuff. The question I have is the violation states about having cans or trash receptacles not screened or something from view, which basically means a lid over the top of the cans or barrels. I don't understand that part of the violation.
It's in the code that it's the attitude.
Okay, so I understand now. So I no longer on Sunday will put it to the curb. I'll have it to before my property line about 5 feet and then move it another 10 feet out to the curb. On Tuesday morning that I leave at 6 a.m. in the morning and I don't get home till 6 o'clock. Normally, dusk to dawn. That's my life has always been that way. But I'm in question also about what the regulations state that a door hanger and a warning notice and I went right from a $25 fine because on a Wednesday I forgot to pull a trash can in to a $50 fine that I had put my garbage out the day early. And I really had to dig deep into your documentation and where it was. And after having discussions with David, he told me that he understands why I can't just leave a pile out there of stuff. So I put everything in barrels so that I know that it doesn't stay on the street or in the grass. My yard's pretty well maintained. This is my neighbor right down the street anyways, the gentleman on the end. And I have always been in the park, helped out a lot of distressed properties, elderly people, to help them, nurture along and to help them keep it cleaned up. Okay, I'm done already. My 2 minutes.
Okay.
It's short. I'm just in contest that this fine, he and I have had conversations before and I've always talked to Rodriguez and sometimes they know that I'm helping out other properties and I do community service. I have a food pantry that I help, feed people too. So I'm like on the weekends on the run. And I'd like either a fine reduction or consider notice and that I've been complying.
Not even on the agenda.
I am on the agenda right here. I signed up. I was told, come sign the sheet and come on in. There is no item. I'm contesting a violation.
You have to get on the agenda, sir.
Okay, one at a time, gentlemen. I can't understand what you're coming to conclusion. Ladies. Only a sign-in sheet, your documentation.
Sir,
That's not
We
the.
have an agenda for tonight's meeting.
On that.
Right.
Okay, then I'm.
Columbus.
Yes, ma'am.
Just an innocent observer.
She on the agenda?
She's on the agenda.
No, if you're not on the agenda.
I'm not on the agenda, but my friend that owns a property here that I sold him this property got a hearing for 7 p.m. today, December 1st. So I came here for him. He had to prepare a document that I am his representative that signed and see it. Told me to be here. Nor his name nor the address is on this agenda. So I don't know how you want to go about it. I just know that I was supposed to be here 7 o'clock. The owner of the property.
Well,
It didn't come from the village. We don't pick it up the agenda, so
I mean, this is the paper that they can release here, because this took 2 hours. of
Ma'am, the
meeting, and I did
problem-
not have time for it.
The problem, if you're not on the agenda, is we have no backup information, we have no background information.
legally, we cannot address it.
Right.
I have the permit number. I have
And-
Ma'am,
everything.
and legally, we can. We can't, okay? It has to be advertised in advance. Be on the agenda. Talk, but don't do it. So,
Can I make,
must be on-
explain to her that she has to go to Village Hall. She can either send by email or she can come in person to request to be on the next meeting agenda. But you have to do it formally. You can't just show up and
He said he got the letter, the notification. I don't know why, if there's like something that's paperwork, why would he tell me?
You have a copy of the letter, the notice? Yeah, no,
agenda.
I agree. I was just,
Like, why would I show up? I don't show up. I thought that,
I don't know.
Just either email code or come into City Hall and request to be on the next agenda.
The problem is everything we do as a public entity has to be publicly noticed. If we start taking action on something that's not been publicly noticed, that's a severe problem. We can't do that.
thank you.
All right,
Can we have a short discussion?
I guess I want to.
You first.
Okay, yeah, I have a bunch of other questions and things. Go ahead, Jamie. You first.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I apologize. One of the things that I figured out from seeing so many of the contesting things tonight are chapter 6.3.3 and chapter 6.3.4 gives the time that trash and garbage can be put out. I'm sorry. Garbage, kitchen waste and yard waste can be put out and the time they have to go back. It's different for yard waste. That can be out at 9. Kitchen waste not till 5:30. Well, now that we can combine the two, that becomes rather confusing because what is it? Did I put out my kitchen waste, my yard waste? I'm thinking it's time for the commission to consider changing those two chapters, that it's uniform, to have one time for yard waste and one time for kitchen waste, just adding to the confusion and the code officer's issues of having to figure out which one is which, now that we're combining it.
I hear you, the commission probably should act on that, but I don't remember any cases that come before where it's been the wrong time, but the right date.
Long day.
I mean, it's always been a day early or it wasn't brought in.
That one
The
we heard
next-
tonight, it was a Wednesday.
You know, we still have a lot of. Well, about this. Okay, we have this, I mean. we need To act on it, yeah, village manager. Something. So they understand this.
And it needs to be clear because this gentleman who was just came up here and he wasn't on the agenda, he was still thinking that he could have it 5 feet or so in his property line, but still out, and that's not approved. Which I want to bring up, I can bring it up later. If we're talking about trash cans, I want to know where a trash can can be placed, because there's still an issue going on for over 6 months since the property has been purchased. And this new owner has been cited a few times on Griffing and 115th, that there are 3 to 5 trash cans in front of the property every single day, 24 hours a day. And yet they've been cited for other things, but not the trash cans, never.
But
I don't.
Why?
A couple of weeks ago, between just 10 blocks.
But I'm sorry, just to kind of go back a second to what first started this. I never did understand why we should have it different. Why should yard waste be able to go out at one hour, kitchen waste at another? Why make it tougher on everybody? Why not make, it's the same time to bring it back?
I'll address this to the commission.
Would you?
the
That'd be
next
great.
meeting. Yeah, I may-
Okay.
I'll do that.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Okay.
Anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
Couple more things. Is it possible on the summary sheets, when you put like little updates, like there was the one with the septic tank people, that the building official had gotten involved? Could you put a date on that so we kind of know the timeline of where things are happening when you put them on the summary sheet? Like, for example, that one, where the septic tank, the building official got involved. Well, did that happen today, yesterday, kind of, so we know kind of what's happening? A bigger issue you guys might not want to do tonight, on the construction without a permit fines, we don't have a daily fine. What? That, we may, could we perhaps,
Yeah, go ahead, make a motion.
I would move that on the next meeting, we come with suggestions for a daily fine under the construction without a permit fines. And, okay, I think I just have 1 or 2 more things. Our alternate, to the best of my knowledge, has only attended 2 meetings. I think it's time for the commission to either have someone reach out to him, to see if he wants to still be a part, or if not, then it's time to,
Doesn't have to, it's not obligated.
well,
And this is a particularly frustrating.
well, I have to say, I was an alternate for a long time on this board back when you could, and I showed up, so I'm kind of used to that. Are we saying?
It's not required.
It's not required, but how would he even know if he ever was needed?
I disagree with you. It's kind of, you lost in space. If
Yeah,
you can't get it,
exactly.
It's not gonna know anything.
Exactly.
And it really is kind of a valid vote. But
This is not a board you can just show up and go, okay, I'm cool, I'm here. You were always here. Jared was always here. I attended.
I'll nominate Matt.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, I agree that we should do that.
Sure.
But it's kind of required.
No, I know it's not
And in a
required,
sense-
but would it
In the
hurt?
sense that. We're always here.
And even if one of us was out, you still have a quorum. So, what's the likelihood?
Okay. I just thought I'd throw it out there. On the admin citation, Walker, I've noticed a few of them didn't have the time on there. If you look at the ordinance does require date and time on the admin citation. So if you guys could kind of,
These are the facts.
because, well,
It's on the trash. can.
critical
Really
the time,
need that.
right? And the only reason I kind of feel like we have to really get tight on the backup is it's not just for us and our ability to make an intelligent decision. It's for the credibility of the whole process. And when there are holes in the backup, these people know that. They get it, and it lessens the credibility. And that's the last thing you guys need. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Say one thing and do another.
All right.
Thank you.
So, follow up. On the previous meeting. did write to the commissioner, the mayor, I mean, the commissioner, village manager, and informed them that no need for enforcement, so they don't do that. I also went somebody really got to do more of this. But the so word is willing. They wouldn't come to us. That only Mario showed up. Suggested that we go. Anyway, everybody. Good night. These are all administrators.
I think minimally, the minimum starting point for an admin citation really needs to be 50. I think 25 people, yeah, I'm good, whatever. Here's my money.
Is it incremental at all?
It can be, yes.
Yeah, yeah. That sound good?
Sounds very good.
Okay, the next one is accept.
I have to agree. I mean,
They should be able to control that.
and if you can't, the animal needs to be in the house, not out in the backyard where the neighbors get to hear it. Because I'm big on animals in the house.
Well, I have a question. Have we even had any citations issued for barking dogs?
No.
I know complaints. Yeah, because there was, I know of some neighbors who
Oh, yeah.
complained. They finally moved.
But yeah, I agree with Gary. I think that one needs to go to 75. There needs to be more of an incentive.
Well, I hear you. It's just if we don't even do a $50 administrative
Oh,
fine,
okay.
how, I mean,
Okay, that's
75 is just
If we're not
mute. I
enforcing it.
mean,
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
At least go to 50 then.
Started at 50.
mhm.
Speak up for the old.
Did they give them a citation?
Well, the last one we had was actually.
That's fine. If they keep it.
Mhm.
Hey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Parking on approved surface. So that's the question. You want to start at 50 or you want to
I think it's careful, we have to be careful to distinguish between what we saw tonight, which was clearly a regular problem, or that yard doesn't look that way, versus I'm having a Super Bowl party sort of thing. But yes, I think when we have a situation like tonight, where that front yard was torn up.
Remember, the original intent was way back.
Yep, I do.
Was for repeat violence.
Yep, exactly.
so it
It's not I'm
wasn't-
having a Super Bowl party.
It
but
really
it's-
wasn't
yes,
like the one-off so much.
Right,
Although,
exactly.
You know, around all of that, that still should be included.
And I think when you have a situation like we saw tonight, where that clearly was happening over and over and over again, yeah, I'd like to go to 75.
I apologize. for this. Because people they don't understand. Way. So
I think most of us didn't know that.
Okay. I'm on a quarter lot, so I get it. I don't know, the suggestion was 75. I'm inclined to give the folks suppression. Like, it's the
The
first time
severity
there's
of the
50,
damage.
but
Okay, that's a
if
good idea.
somebody that
Yeah.
you know does it all.
That's a good idea. Oh, we have a few of those. Yeah.
You know,
It
this has
depends
been
on the
around for so
situation.
long,
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
It's
look
a lot
at,
of
look at
time.
tonight, you did a courtesy warning only to have him come back the following week, and it's unfortunate, but
Yeah, well, yeah,
He's got a gigantic truck and, it's always got.
I think it's a little bit. of a-
Somebody, I would, you know, just give them like 5%.
Exactly, but many times we can tell if it's habitual by how the landscaping
like we
is.
saw tonight.
Whereas, I mean, I'm more inclined to have a courtesy notice if it looks like, oh, I have not seen this property have a vehicle in unapproved surface before. Let me just go tell them about it.
Even if you have a little flyer, you know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, there's, yeah. Mostly boats, yeah.
I think that's-
Um,
Yeah. 2013.
It doesn't last forever if they sell a house.
Right, it doesn't go with the house. It's the owner.
Or if they were a rental.
No.
They're gonna have a series of. All right, so. You have to register. If you don't register, then yes. Anyway, the suggestion was on. 50 or.
No, I have a question. What differentiates between a 50 and a 75? I mean, if it's a repeat vendor, then we're going to increase it anyway. It should be increased.
Maybe the condition of the property. If you see it torn up, it depends on the damage done, is how long it's probably been
Well,
parking
let's,
there.
my next door neighbor's.
Mhm.
All right, he'll have as many streets. Just hold up on his own. All right, you give him a $50 fine. You give him
Well, I'm just going for consistency. Has he ever been cited to be given an administrative? Oh, so then the next time it should already be increased. He already has an administrative fine once. He's still still doing it. It should be another one, increase until it maxes out.
Well, I
at-
agree. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm- what-
I'm just
throw
looking
out
for,
suggestions.
yeah, I'm just looking for a little bit of consistency because to go from this person, I'm gonna give a 50. You know what? That person, it looks like maybe that grass has been packed down a little too often.
Is, I could point out a number of houses. There's no driveway, never was a driveway, and you can see where that. car
Oh,
was
yes.
there Forever.
Exactly. And if they've been given an administrative citation to begin with once, then the second time it should be increased. But that would be the village's doing, a fault for not doing that.
What's our start? 50 or 70?
50.
Probably screen place.
I would still say 50, but we need to, I would like to know, because this is something I heard, that we're being a little more lax, and code can tell us on enforcement of properties not removing their trash cans behind the property line. They're moving it from the street, but leaving it in front of the garages, in front of the front
Still front
properties,
door
in front of
decorations,
a fence right there in front.
Yep.
That's what. Yes,
Yep.
and it should be done. I point out that property, and I know Ephraim knows about it because I've spoken to him several times. The property's been cited for many other things, but those cans for 6 months, first there were 5. Now there's between 3 to 5. Yeah.
Two-story duplexes.
Oh, I
You know,
agree.
It looks like, they're.
There's a duplex at the very end of 11th Place before you start on the curve. Since 2016, the garbage cans have been in front of it. 5 years.
Mhm.
It's a front yard decoration for too many people, including some really nice
Well,
houses.
one of the
That's
things
what
I'm
floors
going to
do.
suggest when I do this. At least the 40,000. Put the damn flyer together.
Yes.
with administrative citation,
Exactly.
Yes.
garbage, and get the Damn thing out.
Absolutely.
That's the 30 years.
And I'll tell you what,
And then we put up this information.
much to my surprise, just kind of a slight segue here. The door hanger that was done for the sign up for the emails, it freaking worked. So not everybody is going from the front door to the trash can. It
Would've been
worked.
a great good day.
Yes, exactly.
Village put out. I had.
But I honestly
So-
think it needs to be more like the door hanger thing, because if somebody has to turn a
Right now.
page,
No, right
they ain't
now-
gonna turn pages.
Right now, particularly.
people have a short attention span, so you want it all on a quickie little door hanger.
Have
So
some Mac will get behind it. That's quick.
oh, I love it. I love it.
You know,
That is a great idea.
this is a great way to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is.
Particularly since what they put out in the first place.
Because that, at some point, everybody's gonna look at that can.
You want me to include that?
Neon orange. That's a super idea. Uh-huh. Sure. That's a super idea, man.
Next one. There's the second. Your choice. Not removed. I think, you know, people, somebody comes home late.
Well, you know, we all work all kinds of hours and okay, not anymore, but I did, and we had weird days off sometimes. It's not that hard.
Extraordinary hours. for
Right,
years, and I
exactly.
maybe 6 days a week, and we were,
Yep.
$50.
I think so.
Okay, have, really offensive.
Well, I was gonna say, I think the majority of the community feels that Saturday is the perfect time to put out
Exactly.
yard debris. Well, starting Friday evening
Yep.
and all Saturday, all Sunday for Monday
And
pickup.
now that half of us don't get it till Tuesday, so now we're looking at it from Friday until Tuesday.
And when everybody forgets something.
Right.
Everybody complains and say, oh, you know, we're HOA and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Used to be Wednesday.
We had Tuesday, it was split. Only a small area had Monday. We had Tuesday, there was Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days a week. So you had to deal with it. Yep. Oh.
So now you know the next time,
Right.
automatic citation.
Exactly.
All right, so we're doing 50 or 75?
I'm sorry, which are we talking about? You do have the leeway, right?
All right, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, sense of noise, you know.
How was that code still?
Yeah. case that had like 12 or something within a short amount. Mhm. Yep. Yep.
That wasn't and it wasn't an administrative citation.
No.
It was,
The police didn't actually.
a notice of violation, yes.
The police didn't actually issue anything. They just reported.
Police took care of the situation and reported it and then finally got a notice of violation.
So just make it 50. Okay, the other one we were. Votes.
I agree.
Have people park their boats on the swale.
Right.
Put their boats in the dock. Remember?
Oh, yes, I do.
So, they went-
Yes.
well, I don't know. Yeah. Yes.
Because you have too much of a situation where, okay, they put it away and then it comes right back out. They put it away. It's another one that has to have an automatic. But you can tell if somebody's washing their boat versus, I'm just too, we've had one who admitted he just didn't want to have to back it back into the backyard.
Yeah, I got.
The oversized pile. Oh, yeah.
No, but.
No,
what's-
refrigerator.
Okay, as I understand it. You know, did they get a phone call?
Now, that's supposed to be a fee for service.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a fee for service.
Okay, we'll start there. Well, okay, it's going to be based on. the fee we got. Okay. I'm suggesting we have one. The other. Okay, so they have a. And now what? It sits there until the great waste.
There's gotta be,
So I have seen, I have. Well, to me, I think it should be automatic. Well, all right ways that have to be moved. Blah, blah, blah. We can have that.
Jerry, I think you brought it up one time. Now, if somebody puts their trash out on the wrong day, they're eligible for an automatic fine. If you put out too much, you can sit there for 3 weeks while you're mucking around
Oh,
trying to figure
well-
out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that was my neighbors. And because no, I was raising hell because it was, excuse my language. It was my handyman who put it out there for them. But had already contacted, the owner had already contacted the waste company prior to it, saying they would be putting out a large pile. And as I was telling him, it's gonna take it back in. Yes, and it was a very large pile, and I thought it was more like $1,000, but I don't know, but.
By the way, we're not going to cover that damn way.
Well, a big problem is.
That was mild. Pardon? Yeah, and they did pick it up. It was about a day later than they anticipated, but
A big problem is the duplexes, because when they evict people, everything's coming out, plus the yard waste thing,
I have a question.
not trash more.
can't we, isn't there a notice of violation that we can file against them that would carry more weight? And yes, it may stay there a little bit longer, but
Carry more.
I mean, well, I'm just, because
The
of,
problem with the notice of violation is it's got,
yes.
okay?
Now it could be a month
No.
later.
Well, I'm going to suggest, first of all, it's a number of options. People can put this stuff. Okay,
Okay.
it is in the code now. If it is a violation,
Mhm.
okay? Also, your number of services right here in this.
Mhm.
That's what I did. I put up one of the rolling dumpsters completely. Okay? I can then throw the stuff in.
Permit?
No, but I. You don't give it? No, I did. I called. Anyway. I think that this is.
I agree.
Yeah. On our administrative side.
Absolutely.
No, this would
I need
be
both.
separate. This would be. Yeah, there's a $50 fine for this. But oversight.
On an admin citation.
No, they'll have to make.
The admin citation is a separate code and all the things that pertain to that go over there.
Well, we're gonna have to go through the.
Yeah, they're gonna have to change it anyway. But it should be bulk in generally, Walker, because it's not just yard waste. They throw like furniture and stuff.
We've got a number of. It's not justification. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get barely fined, you can get 25. Great. Do, or you start. Another thing that needs to be added, which is in it. But we don't. People put out construction. Which sometimes railways takes up some.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. $50.
50.
It should be higher because.
No. It starts at 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
People are doing work and then they put.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Now, I've noticed, and this is people, if they have a nice lawn. You know, partially block lane. Oh, that little dark.
Oh.
And that technically is a block. Blocking the right of way. But I
Yes,
think
but
it should be. an
but so is
administrative-
where Great Waste leaves our garbage cans, blocking the roadway.
And so is when traffic is speeding by and some things get thrown in the
Unfortunately,
driveway.
Great Waste is back to the Waste Pro habit of, if it's not in the street, it's right on that edge. You get to move over. So, you know, I know that, but I'm just saying, we got a hard time.
$50 fine.
Extend it to the right of way.
Yeah, good. Any other ideas?
Good. Thank you.
So
And at the next meeting, we'll come back with some suggestions on daily fines with the
please.
construction without a permit. Okay.
When's our next meeting?
Oh, that's a good question. Next meeting, folks.
Janie said the next meeting will come back with suggestions.
On the
And,
daily fines, because if you look, Linda, on the fine thingy, under construction without a permit, we have the core fines, but we don't have dailies. Okay, that should be good. Okay, all right, you want to do the second Wednesday? Sure, January 12th will work. Do we want to set February while we're at it, so at least 2 meetings can go up on the calendar? February 9th? If we do January 12th, is everybody cool to February 9th? That way, at least 2 meetings can go up on the calendar and people see it.
Linda was asking, was that the second
Oh,
week in
Yes, I'm
February?
sorry, yes. Are you okay with that, Linda?
All right.
Second.
Say aye.
Aye.
Meeting over. Thank you very much.
All right. Turn your speaker off.